Okay, so we were doing a test flight earlier on. We already knew that there was a couple of lines had snapped, but not major issues, so we're just test flying that. Now, because the line that's gone is the top line and it's on the C's, it's actually easiest if you take off the brake line first. So we laid out as you would normally for flying, then brought it over the leading edge, the wrong side as it were for normal use, disconnected the brake fan, and the brake fan is now clear. And we'll pass the camera to Duncan. So first thing is, we've got a small one of these, perfect for doing this when you're on the hill.
Yep.
Mini adjustable, just slacken it off. Now this one's actually quite easy because it's on the outer fan. If it was on the inner fan, what you do is you take off the rubber first, you take off that, you take off that one, then you put that one back on and redo the gate. But because it's actually the outer line, we don't need to do that. So that one comes back on, and then just for ease you close the gate again, and now you've got to work your way back down the lines. So we're coming along to the next join. Now it's difficult to see, particularly with these small lines, but because the lines sit all the time, they take a certain shape, a certain lay. So technically it would be a reef knot, but it's a reef knot that's not formed by knotting, because the best knot in the world will weaken a line. It's actually stitched. So you've got to shake them out gently, tease them, don't force them, just take your time, and effectively you're opening up a reef knot. Now on one side though, there's multiple lines, so hopefully it shows up there's a kink there, and you want to try and get the kink both in the same way when you put everything back together and in the same order, because that one has a tight kink whereas this one is quite a smooth kink.
Yeah.
So ideally you want to restack them in the same order. So next stage, hold the loops and take the tail out. Now we need to identify, and if the camera swings round and up, and we'll find out that it's actually the middle one where we have a knot that needs done. So back down here, so we'll look at the middle one, and the middle one is quite literally the middle one.
Yeah.
So we draw that one out, and we can drop that down now, and again, much easier doing things this way. What to do is feed back through. Now if you look at the way that kink goes up, the feedback through is actually back down.
Down through, yeah. So drop it down.
So just work your way back along to the tail, and you can see I'm just
through.
catching it in the little finger there.
Yeah.
And then it goes back down through.
So you're preserving it, really.
Preserving it.
Yeah.
There.
And
down. Great. Now, again, there, take the twist out, and that will just sit there. So that can see loose now. We pick up the middle one, and we're going over. Now I've got the shoes are off, so I can safely stand here, and it's exactly the same thing again, but these are much smaller. So kind of shake it a wee bit, and then just finger pinch, tease them, and we've got the same thing with the loops there. So we'll identify, and it's the wider loop, which is the top loop, which needs replaced. So try and keep my hands out the way of the camera. So bring that back. Bring off the foot. Bring that back. Now this one, because it's only going to be done quickly, I can leave that lying over.
Yeah.